Good morning, everyone. Warm welcome to this space on Sangha Live this morning. I hope George is getting better. Please make yourself comfortable. And again, a warm welcome to all from wherever you are connecting. Okay, thank you, Kevin, for the check. It is raining here also in the French mountains. Just a little introduction again for those of you who are joining for the first time this week. My name is Sophie Boyer. I'm calling from the French mountains in the Jura, not far away from Switzerland. And I've been teaching at the Dharma for some years now, and very much interested, in the topic of aging, and also working and offering meditation session in an oncology ward in Geneva. So it's a delight to be with all of you this morning, as usual, and meeting familiar names and new names also. And I always take it as an opportunity really to practice with a great sense of Sangha community. So really, all my gratitude for to all of you for coming and coming back. Just a little reminder that I've been asked to say, these time of practice are offered freely by Sangha Live and also by teachers who come and share here. So if you wish to donate to Sangha Live, I'm going to post a link, and apparently it's very simple. So here it is. So I think we may start this morning, digging further into, this theme of trusting the process. And in that process today, we're going to investigate in kind of two different ways. Duality. How do we experience duality? And when duality is not experienced anymore, and really learning to distinguish the difference. So for now, I really invite you to find a comfortable posture. Whether sitting on a chair, on a couch, on a zafu cushion, really finding a posture that allow at the same time a sense of relaxation and at the same time a sense of alertness. Finding balance between the two, so that we can sit tranquilly and openly. And you may like to, take one or two in-breath and really on the out-breath, releasing, really landing into the space on the cushion on the couch or on the chair. In that out breath, really feeling that now I have arrived. There is nothing to add here. Just to sit, just to lie down. In some way dwelling into this stopping, posing space. Reminding oneself that maybe whatever is going on in our life, challenges or difficulties or big agenda for the day, just reminding oneself that now in this moment, there is nothing to achieve, nothing to fix, nothing to really control. It's just about sitting, probably in a space where we're quite safe. There is a ceiling on top of our head, or probably in a warming space. And you're just realizing we're quite safe right now, no matter what's going on. You're really giving some space and some time for things to settle, for attention or awareness to land here and now with us. How how does it feel to be sitting or lying down or standing this morning, this moment? Don't think about it. Just feel. Feel this body. Really reminding oneself every time we come back to the experience of this moment. This is a real act of care, of love toward oneself, toward life. Because in this moment we experience life as a whole, oneself as a whole. Giving attention to how it is unfolding. Beyond our liking or disliking. And just in this moment of releasing, in this out breath, and make us feel we have arrived. Actually, we have arrived in a place we have never left. And stay there for a while. And if it feels right for you this morning, now, just invite awareness, attention to land on hearing, listening, allowing sounds to come to the ear organ, come to the hear, sense. In this internal posture of receiving, of being receptive. We let sounds come to the ear organ. We don't seek for it. We don't try to get something out there. They're just sitting, contacting the cushion, the chair, allowing sounds to come to us. We may hear sounds coming from outside of us, outside of the room, maybe, or sounds coming from within, sounds from this body. Just noticing the changing nature of sound, coming in and disappearing, arising, being here for a while, disappearing. Just offering our attention to this movement of sounds coming and going. And noticing when there is just the arising of a sound, the recognition of a sound, leaving for a while and acknowledging its passing away. And otherwise, a sound arising, being pleasant or maybe unpleasant or neither nor. And trying to make something out of it, with thinking, oh, the sound of this car, noisy, unpleasant. I would like to be in the countryside. Just noticing the quality of these two experiences. When there is just recognition, acknowledgement of sound, spaciously, and when there is contraction, kind of a reactivity that in many ways divides us from the experience of hearing, listening. Just getting familiar with these two experiences. Not judging, just noticing. Or maybe more simply, just noticing when sounds, when there is contact with a sound, if there is any contraction or just ease. In this movement of listening, in the hearing, you may raise the question, you inquire, is there a sense of separation that makes it feel there is a sound out there and there is somebody here hearing? Very, very simply, in this act of listening, is it accompanied with a sense of separation? Whatever is experienced is absolutely fine. Sometimes there will be this sense of being separated, and sometimes the border between the sound and this body and this mind might be quite unclear. Just noticing, how is this experience of hearing for you right here, right now? Don't try to reach anything, just listen and meet this experience. Soon I will ring the bell 3 times. Did you see if you can pay close attention to this experience of hearing, and if there is this sense of separation between the object of the sound and what is hearing. Just stay close to that experience without judging. Just noticing if there is a sense of separation or not. During rhythm, I invite you to open the eyes, to stretch if needed. I would like to go on with a little experiment, and this time not with hearing but with seeing, so that we get an opportunity to investigate what duality is and what is maybe not. As practitioner, we very often we seek for this oneness, and the way we engage with this very often can lead to frustration, and sometimes even the way we engage with that will emphasize the feeling of being separated. And it does that because, in some way when we try to merge, with an object, we emphasize the feeling of being separate. We emphasize the belief that there is something apart from us that we need to be one with, to merge with. So in a way, we're keeping on feeding the illusion that there is someone apart from experience that can control it. So this experiment I would like to do with you now is just a continuity of what we just have done, is how can we approach this without belief, without the concept, without actually believing that there is no duality. Because believing there is no duality is just another concept added at this moment. And I hope there are a lot of, the environment around me is very soundly today, and I hope it's not a disturbance for you. If so, I really apologize for that. So what we're going to do is to play with visual this time instead of hearing. For example, we're probably all in front of the screen. So as there is this watching the screen, just ask yourself, do I feel there is an object out there, as watching that screen? Really be really, really honest with yourself. And don't go into thinking. Just look at the screen and see if there is a sense that the screen is an object out there. Does it appear that there is distance? Really go to the experience of this. And if it appears there is this duality, that there is this environment, that there is me and this stuff, this screen out there, if this is what your experience is made of right now, this is really absolutely fine. We're not trying to get rid of this. We're just investigating it. So really, if you do notice this sense of separation, of duality, do not try to step out of it, in going straight away into disbelief, but there is no duality. As I heard, as I know, there is no duality. Because again, if you do that, poof, we go to thinking. We go into this conceptualizing mode. So we just stay in this visual experience. In this seeing the screen, is there a sense of separation? But it's very easy to see the difference, because as soon as we conceptualize, we're going to produce. This is going to produce a lot of more thoughts. And if this is what happened, just notice. Just notice. It's just about the visual experience of the screen is just about going to the shape, form, the color that you're looking at. That's all. And really, when you're experiencing form, when there is this experience of shape, of form, of color, in that experience, is there anything that suggests that there is an over there? Really, in the heart of this experience, is there something that suggests there is an over there? In that experience, is there something suggesting that distance is a thing? And this experience is really in the seeing. In the seeing, is there separation? In the experience itself, is there separation? again, be really honest, really honest with yourself. Don't try to make up, just sincerely, really look at the screen. And if you're experiencing this sense of separation, that there is this object of the screen in front of me, and somebody who's at a subject is watching at it, can you go a little deeper and try to point out what are you specifically referencing here? And if in this sense of separation, in this experience, see if there is something, that says, oh, there is an object there, or that just notice if there is a belief that has arisen. Also, is it something in this experience that says, oh, this is me watching? Just notice if this is what's happening. It's all fine. It's really not about changing the experience. It's about really noticing what this experience is made of. And just noticing if we have gone to conceptualization through thinking, or if there is just the visual experience of seeing the screen. And if still there is the experience of distance or separation, again, this is really fine. It's just coming back, learning to get familiar to coming back to this act of seeing, and maybe ask oneself, what am I referencing here? Again, what I mean here is, in this visual experience, what is it that says there is an over there? And you just keep looking, lightly, simply, not being too pushy, just being curious and interested. Notice if you see the building up of thoughts telling there is an out there and a subject that says that's really all. There's nothing much to do. And when, on the contrary, when there is this experience of the stopping of thoughts, notice if the dualistic experience exists there. When thought stops, when there is just this visual experience or seeing screen, is there duality in there? And really be cautious with labeling, for those of you who are labeling, in their practice. Because sometimes labeling can emphasize that, this habit of there is an object over there and a subject here. So be really, really cautious with that. this is really uh, a very powerful tool. This kind of inquiry. But of course, like anything else, it requires patience, uh, requires to be quite precise. But it really gives the opportunity to completely shift the experience, of what is seen, what is heard, what is tasted, what is smelled. So really play with that. It's just play with that. It's really about, as we know, we're all trying to fix things, but it's so just about allowing processing, allowing the process and trust it, really trust the process. Okay, so we have a couple of minutes. If you wish to ask question or just simply share something or reflection or just remaining silent as well, please do so. I would be very interested to hear if this exercise was engaging. We just, with this exercise, we're just coming back to what we find in the sutta, that in the scene there is only the scene, in the here there is only the here. Coming back to very basic of experience. This is an exercise we really can do anytime. Yeah, thank you, Laura. Yeah, you do not feel separation from the sounds or the objects at all until I'm asked to define them, explain them. Yeah. For those of you who are not familiar with that exercise, this just can be really fun. It's not about changing our experience. It's about learning to meet it, getting familiar with it so that it can transform by itself. Chris, it is a rather paradoxical experience in that there is distance and at the same time what is seen is here within perception, so no distance. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Caroline and Laura. Yeah, this is really this exercise reveals and really points out habits we have, really habits and the power of habits, of just trying to take over and just controlling it. Catherine, reflection, challenging. I kept having the impulse to close my eyes, wondering if seeing for me emphasizes a sense of separation. Became more aware of process of seeing. What is interesting is that this is really something you can do with seeing, you can do with hearing, you can do as eating, tasting or touching, really play with all the senses and see how the experience is different. With probably in our societies, the seeing is really the sense that is the most condition, because this is probably the sense we hear that we use the most. So the conditioning around it is maybe stronger. So maybe try with other and see if it makes a difference, if the experience is different. Yeah, Kevin, surely tinnitus, yeah, sure, work with. Yeah, already use another sense. Julieta, reflection. Everything is here when we just practice how to see. It's not the body mind entity looking to see what's out there, but more letting the seeing just arise as it does. Yeah, there's really this idea of, is it something here that is going there? Or is this just the letting, the seeing, the hearing happening? How does this word receptivity land in us? This being receptive. Yeah, Lizzie, the term non-duality has worried me for a long time, perhaps triggering a habit of thinking, I can't do it. Yeah, this is really, yeah, you know, this is really the thing where we're practicing. We're very seeking for certain things. And sometimes it's very subtle, seeking for non-duality, making arise, the sense that we will never make it. But all this is just concept. This is just, we are in with this, we're in the thought, we're in thought process, we're thinking. How does it feel to really meet the experience of hearing, seeing, tasting, touching, smelling out of this without seeking for anything in that, just experiencing? Okay, this is 9 here from here, maybe 8 for those who are in England, I guess, in the UK. So I wish you all a lovely day. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for practicing and supporting, this practice and Sangalive and the teacher. I wish you a lovely day, And please all be well, and very much look forward to maybe meeting tomorrow morning. Thank you.